Morning! So what I'm doing this morning is I'm going out to look at our corn ground, the ground that we want to plant corn in this year. It's late April right now, and the most optimal time to plant corn is late April, early May. And I was looking at the extended forecast, and it is saying I have today, tomorrow, and then rain the next day. And then after that, it is going to rain one day, be sunny for a day or two, and then it's going to rain for like 2 or 3 days, and then be sunny for a day, and then rain for a day or two, and then be sunny for a day or two, and then rain 3 or 4 days. So it's not looking good for dry weather, at least for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to go out, look at the fields that we're going to plant corn in, and see if I can work ground today, and then that way I can plant tomorrow. That's the plan. If it works out, great. If not, it is what it is. We're farming. One thing I did notice is this crumbler's still pulling off to the left a little bit. It's not near as bad as it was, but it still has kind of like an off track to it. So I don't know why. The frame itself has got to be bent, I'm thinking. I don't know if you guys can see it in that video, that clip, but you can tell it's covering more of that side than it is this side of the disc. And it's kind of hard to hold the camera steady because I'm bouncing over chisel plowed ground. But we're farming. I don't know if I'll get this planted tomorrow. Just because of the fact that the ground temperature is still not quite where I want it to be. But by disking this open, it'll dry out faster. It'll get this weed pressure under control. And it'll also flatten the ground out. So if I don't get to this field before the next rain, I can come in with the field cultivator and just kind of fluff the ground up and level it out again, and it'll be ready to plant. I did notice we need to bring the rock bucket over here. There's a couple big rocks that need to be picked out of here, and there's also a tree down on this other headland over here. So probably a chainsaw and the rock bucket will get this field cleaned up and ready to plant. I gotta say, I'm very happy with the way the disc is performing with the new blades on it, new blades and bearings. I'm really glad we decided to rebuild it. It is doing a really nice job. You remember when earlier in the video when I mentioned that we needed the chainsaw and the rock bucket? That's why we need the chainsaw. That's a pretty good sized weeping willow. Well, I got this 60 acres done. Now I'm going to jump across the street and do 30 acres over there. And then I got to travel down the road and do another little chunk that we're going to do. I think the other little chunk is 12 acres. And then all the corn ground is disked up. Whew! Now I'm telling you, that was a long drive. This field looks a little on the wetter side, so I don't know how much of it I'm going to actually do. I can see water standing in between the rows right here in this low spot. We'll give her a whirl. We're here. In the last field, this is, it's working up better than I thought it would. This field here is like a little on the chunky side, and it's not necessarily because it's wet, it's just hard ground. It's a lot of clay in this ground. Alright guys, I think I'm going to continue this until tomorrow. I ended up getting all of our corn ground disked up, or disked open I should say. Tomorrow we got to cut up that one down tree. We got some rocks to pick. I want to change a few of the sweeps on the field cultivator, and we got to hook up to the packer. So it's going to be a busy day tomorrow as well. Whether or not we get the corn planting, who knows. The ground temperature is still a little on the cool side, so I'm not really in a big rush to start dropping seed in the ground, but we'll see. Morning! We are cutting this tree up and picking rocks now. There, that's a whole lot gooder. Now we're going to jump across the street because there's a little barbed wire fence I want to take down. We're going to pop that fence out real quick, and then he's going to stay in rock bucket while I run back to the farm and start hooking up to the field cultivator and changing some points on that and things like that. Alrighty, got the tree cut up. He's out picking rocks right now. I got the fence cleaned up. Now I'm back at the farm. I got to unhook this apparatus and hook it up to the field cultivator. Pull the field cultivator up, change a few sweeps, grease it, check tire pressures, and then back it up and hook it up to the packer, and then grease it, check tire pressure. You get the drill. You know, I started changing these sweeps and it's dawned on me, it's like, duh, you guys probably want to see how easy it is to change these Richmond Brother points. So I've got one on the outside here left, and I will do that for you. Let me find a place to put you guys. Alright, I'm going to try and do this and not hit you guys with the hammer. Figures I picked the one that's the hardest to come off. Just like that, it's done. I have most of them that are on the main frame that needs to be changed done already. As I'm looking at the wings, there's a couple. Like this one needs to be changed, and I think that's it on the wing. This wing, the other wing's got like two. But I also noticed an issue that needs to be taken, or I should say needs to be addressed. That is supposed to be attached, so I got to figure that out. But I've got a couple more points to put on. I got to figure out that spring and grease it, and this thing will be ready to roll. So got the packer hooked up, and upon further inspection we noticed a bearing out. That's the broken bearing housing and a bad bearing. So I ordered parts. They said it'd be here about the end of the week. Awesome. So I guess we're not going to be running this anytime this week. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day. After we seen the packer, it kind of dampened our moods a little bit, so we got the parts ordered for that. We worked on a few projects around the barn, kind of messed around with those, got those wrapped up and done. So now we're gonna kind of see what the weather brings tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but the percentage of rain keeps dropping, so we'll see what tomorrow brings, whether we're gonna be farming or whether we're gonna be working around the barn. Who knows? But we started turning dirt. That's a good thing. Now we need to get some liquid fertilizer. That's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, so I should have my starter fertilizer tomorrow. I already have our corn seed. Just a matter of Mother Nature letting us put those two recipes together to bake some corn. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.